My husband and I are 65 years old and married for 44 years. He has never had a great libido, and he has a long history of turning me down when I initiated sex. I have learned not to ask him because it usually results in hurt. He's occupied with something else or is not in the mood. Then I decided to just tell him I need his attention. Sometimes I would come right out and ask him I need servicing. Still, sex remained a low priority for him. Over the past 2 years, he has had a heart attack and stents put in. He takes cardiac medication. We set a goal of 3 times per week, and we did well for a while, but then erectile dysfunction hit. So now he doesn't experience pleasure at all. He said the cardiologist PA told him it's just the way it is, and he can't take ED medications due to the cardiac medications. Recently, I became angry and told him I was going to call the cardiologist doctor and ask that she reconsider the medications and assist with the ED. I'm at that point again of giving up. He has increased attentiveness, but no physical touch. I feel like I'm dying inside, invisible, not worthy of anything. I'm angry. He irritates me. I don't like him right now. We have limited time here. We're on the short end of the runway. I just cannot accept that we're here again.
If we were just sitting there in Dallas over some fajitas, I would get up and walk around the table and give you a hug. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sometimes ED and erectile dysfunction, all that. I mean, you know this as well as I do. That's a hard conversation for anybody. It's embarrassing. It's all those things. And having been to an OBGYN appointment every year for your entire life, plus or minus, you don't really care. And I get that. This isn't about that. Like, you've been lonely for a long, long time, haven't you?
The entire relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, the entire relationship.
Sex is the light on the dashboard here.
Right.
It's not the engine problem.
Right. It's the one connection that that is between us and our faith. But yeah.
Yeah, but I want to challenge you on the faith thing. I think the faith thing has been, let me put it this way. Again, every faith is different. You can read it however you want to, but he left your marriage decades ago. Ago. I tend to have a broader view of the word infidelity. And I know some people really narrow it down, especially in particular faith traditions, about it is simply about intercourse with another human being. Fine. However you want to describe it. I've just sat with people for years and years and years who hide behind that nonsense. And they leave their wives on a golf course, or they leave their husband for business after business after business after business, or they leave their partner for fill in the blank, or they just sit in a recliner scrolling whatever news channel or TV channel, falling half asleep in and out of whatever life they think they're having.
Right.
And so, I mean, then faith becomes this thing like to hide behind without having to deal with the true issue, which is, oh, you left me. You're just still sitting in the recliner.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, that's just the way I read it. Right. And so all that to say is, I'm sorry. Because now you're getting to the point where you're 65 and you hear the clock ticking a little louder, and you're starting to look back and consider, have you wasted time? Like the most precious thing you've got, right?
Right. I've always thought that. And the only way I've been able to stay in the relationship is by having faith. Just thinking, okay, I'll refocus on my ministries and God and refocus there. It gets me through, but it's not fulfilling as a human being.
Yeah.
On that side.
So it sounds almost like you've used your faith as kind of like a Xanax to distract yourself, not as a way through this challenge, to have hard conversations and deal with the reality, but it's been a way to kind of wallpaper over the problem.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what are you going to do? You sound pretty resolved.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely not going to leave.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm 65. I'm on the end of the runway. So is he. So I go back to, okay, well, I just can't accept this. Maybe I will, with him on the line, call the cardiologist and say, fix this.
Let's back out of sex for a second. Let's back out of sex, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How does he handle y'all's money?
So we're retired right now.
Okay.
And so we watch the stocks a little
Mm-hmm.
when we absolutely have to. But we stay, pretty frugal. We've treated ourselves to things. He never goes overboard. Money is okay. Money is okay. We're surviving, and we hope that, we'll get to the other end with some money to get through life.
When's the last time you guys laughed so hard together you thought you were going to pee your pants?
Yeah.
When is that?
Yeah,
when's the last time you and him got to laughing so hard he made you laugh and you thought you were going to pee your pants?
He said something last week. I don't even remember what it was, and I responded, and yeah, we just, I started laughing. Usually when I laugh, or if I think something is funny, he doesn't, but that time we both did. And yeah, I just thought I might have leaked a little.
Good.
Because I am over the hill a little bit.
Oh, quit it. You keep talking about how old you are. Quit it. Kelly is way older than you. Way older than you. She's not, but
no, she isn't.
No, she's not. Here's the reality, okay? And I want you to be careful of a couple of things. The first thing is I don't want you to back yourself into a corner and then brick yourself into that corner. Because I hear two competing like stakes in the ground. I will not live like this, period. And I will not leave this marriage, period.
Right.
And now you've given yourself an either or that can't ever solve itself. And that leaves you burned out, exhausted, and tired because you're like trying to do a seesaw by yourself. You're going to make yourself bonkers.
Absolutely. I just feel empty. I feel like I'm dissolving.
That's right.
Some kind of a human touch.
Yeah.
Some kind of an affirmation.
Yeah.
Attention. I never got that when I was growing up, and now it's replicated in my entire. Of course, I picked what the problem was when I got married, right?
Yeah.
And
but you have to. But let's don't go all the way back there. Let's look at what we have right in front of us. You've spent 40 years with somebody. Is that right?
44.
And you have said, "I have a deep pain of just wanting someone to touch me and make me feel safe and to make me feel desired." And he has looked at you and said, "I'm not doing that. No." Period. End of story. And I can't think of a more heartbreaking reality to find myself in at the age of 65 years old. Because it's not like you said, "Hey, I want you to quit being a policeman where you feel called and go be in business so that we can make more money so I can get me a lake house." Right? Or,
right.
"I can't believe you've never bought me a new Tahoe." This is simply, will you sit by me on the couch and hold my hand and put your arm around me? And he looked at you and said, "No, I won't, actually." and reduced you to oil change language, will you service me?
Right.
Right? It's dehumanizing. And
It
then
is.
you have
And
spent 65 years wondering what's wrong with you.
exactly.
And I wouldn't wish that thought on my worst enemy.
So sometimes I just, go and sit down by him and I mean, skin to skin and just sitting together and, he puts his arm around me, but, TV is there and I'm still invisible.
Yeah.
I'm there, but I'm invisible.
Okay. So here's the action steps you have in front of you, okay?
Okay.
Like, this pain is deep, and I want you to go talk to somebody. Okay? Because I'm also hearing you wrestling with existential questions. How have I used my time? Has my life been good?
Yeah.
I got one shot at this thing. I've done a lot of hard stuff. I've also had some joy in there too. Like, you're asking yourself those big, deep existential questions, and I want you to go sit with somebody, whether it's a pastor that you trust. Please tell me it's somebody that's trained, knows what they're doing, or go see a counselor, or get a group of women your age and begin to have these conversations out loud. Okay? That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, I want you to put front and center the reality that you find yourself. And I love this because you're trafficking in reality. Your emotions are all over the place. They're scattered across 65 years of your life. But your frontal lobe, your brain, your prefrontal cortex is present in the moment. The clock is ticking. I'm 65 years old.
Right.
And I want you to be specific. Not about feelings, but about what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? My fear is you've been chasing a feeling of being loved for a long time. And if I were to sit down with your husband, he would look at me and say, I put food on the table. I worked myself to death. I've had a heart attack. I just grew up a certain way, so I don't even know how to love her. And you see how you just you said it best, you end up marrying your childhood, right? But you get in this dance. And I want you to be very specific about some things you want to do. I love how clear we will have sex 3 times a week on the calendar. Hey, that's the way it's got to go sometimes. Awesome. Good on you. There is millions of 25-year-old married couples that are like, 3 times a week? Oh my gosh, how do we play video games? And you're like, I'm getting mine 3 times a week, right? Good for you. Right. But here's the thing. I want you to put on paper. No, you know what? Back out of that. Write your 90-year-old self a letter and say, at 65, we started doing things. I'm so glad I did. Here's what we did. Because I want you to also traffic in the reality that for 44 years, he's looked at you and said, I don't care how you want to be loved. I'm not going to do that. And I don't see that changing. And I also see you saying, underneath it all, I'm comfortable here. I love him. I'm safe. It's part of my faith tradition. All those things are well and good. And this is my life. And so I'm not leaving it. So it might be that you get with some girlfriends and start saying, okay, we're going out. I'm going to learn how to dance. I got so many years till my hips quit working. I'm going to go dance. I'm going to start getting a pedicure once a month, and I'm going to work a little side job so I can pay for it. I am going to start going to a concert once a month. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to start going to the middle school theater productions that are terrible but still great at the same time, and I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to start living my life, and I'm going to stop coming home to the same couch that I've been coming home to for 44 years, hoping that something will be different there.
Right.
Here's the reality. You're not going to feel like doing a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a commitment to yourself that I'm going to keep the promises to myself. I will go once a week to have coffee with my girlfriends, and we're going to be ridiculous. And in fact, I'm going to send you a whole bunch of questions for humans decks, okay, that you can start with your girlfriends.
Oh, I would love that. Thank you.
I'm going to send you the friends ones. I'm going to send you the couples ones so y'all can get the spicy ones and even the intimacy ones. Y'all can bring them home to your husbands and just be all gross.
Oh, yeah. So I ordered the intimacy one.
Okay.
I'm looking for it in the mail now.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll send you some other ones for free. But I want you to go begin to have friendships. Because here's the deal. You are worth being loved. You are worth laughing with. You're worth holding hands with. You're worth hugging. It just happens that the people in your life for the first 65 years have said, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to take your faith and walk through these challenges, not use your faith as a shield from dealing with stuff, I would recommend doing that. It'll be painful and it'll be scary and it'll be very, very hard.
Yeah.
But right now your life is painful and scary and hard, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So it's a matter of choosing your heart.
I can't believe I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool?
Very cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate your input.
Marie, you call me anytime. And if he wants to call me too, great. Yes, I think y'all should call the doctor. I think y'all should circle back in there. But I think the issues here are much deeper than sex and ED. I think it is a lifetime of people not being willing to love you as you are asking, will y'all love me in this way?